Well, hi everyone, welcome to another masterclass. It's time for Hi Masterclass number 33. We have Pedro Oliveira with us. Our king of masterclasses is here today with us. Don't you think so, Pedro? Don't
No,
you?
no.
Okay, so Pedro is here today to give us a presentation about how to start a React project in Flash. And yeah, that's it. Before Pedro starts, let me ask you, as I do always, to drop a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have plenty of more content like this prepared for you. And in April, we'll have a full month of YouTube content prepared for you. So stay tuned for that too. So let me just start by showing Pedro's presentation here. And let me just say that Pedro has wrote an article about this. It is on the description of this video and also on this slide here. You can scan the QR code and check check the URL and get the full guide for this presentation. So that's it. Without further to add, Pedro, it's time to shine.
All right. Uh, do you have anything to ask me before we start?
Yeah, I have. In fact, I have.
Right?
And the question that I have to ask you, Pedro, is why we are doing this?
Okay.
Why are we doing a masterclass about how to start a React project?
Okay. I wasn't expecting your question.
Yeah.
uh,
You
it got me by
were caught off.
surprise. Uh, who, uh, so, uh, Very shortly, what I feel is that this masterclass is basically designed to new developers, or at least someone that is a developer but don't know a lot about React. Okay, so our focus here is to encourage you to learn React or other similar programming languages. Uh, Explain you how can you start a project, and I'll again inspire you to explore and create basically an amazing application. So yeah, I think that's the goal here, is to inspiring you, everybody who's watching, to learn React, basically.
Okay,
Right?
right.
Okay,
Let's.
so let's dive in. Right, so let's dive in by asking, what is React? Okay, so React is a library. It's not a framework. It's a library uh, based on JavaScript, and it's basically a JavaScript language. Okay, um, and the objective for this library is to assist or to help the developers creating interfaces for their applications. It was original created by some workers at Facebook, and since right from the beginning, it has a lot of adoption. And only a year after, it went open source. And today, it's probably one of the most common used JavaScript libraries, and probably it has the largest community around it. So there are a lot of tutorials, a lot of videos, a lot of courses to take in the internet. So basically, it's open source. Okay, and by open source, it means that it's right here, right there for us to start using and assist us creating applications. So to start, and as you are going to see, it's not difficult or time consuming to start a React application. Okay, it basically needs these three requirements: a computer, naturally, uh, I would recommend to edit code, the VS Code application. Okay, it's an IDE, meaning it's where you are going to type codes, the code of your application. It has a lot of hundreds and millions of extensions to assist in your development. And on top of this, you will need to install Node.js in your computer. Okay, basically, that's not the scope here to explain you exactly how Node.js works. But if you go to Node.js website, you will find very straightforward directions to install it on your machine. And yeah, these are the main requirements that you need to start your React project. Okay, so let's dive in directly into our demo of the day. And hopefully everything went okay and we don't need to swear a lot. So during the next minutes, I'm going to show you how to create a new project, a new React project, then how to run the project and see our application in a web browser, and then how can we, and everything, since everything is going to run locally on our machine, if we want to send our application to a server on the internet, we need to prepare our project to deploy it to that same server to be available on the internet. Okay, so this is what we are going to, let me see. So we are going to our VS Code, which I have prepared here. And we have this folder here named Demo App. And inside this folder, let's close here just to explain you. That's the place where we are going to create our project. So in VS Code, we go to the top and we call for a new terminal. Okay. And here we just need to type in a command line to start creating our React application. So for that, we type in npx create React app, and now in the next parameter, the next parameter is going to be the name of the application that we are going to create. So for this masterclass, naturally, we are going to call it masterclass 33. Okay. And what is going to happen next is that all the folders, all the files, all the required ones are going to be generated for us. And in the end, we will talk a little bit about those files and those folders, just for you to give you an overview of the structure that is going to be created. So we are going to cut a couple of minutes just to skip just to save some time while the project is being installed. So see you in a couple of seconds. All right, we're back. So the project just finished the installation. And as we can see, we have a bunch of new folders and files here. So let's dive in very quickly, just for you to know at a glance what these folders and files mean. So, for example, this package JSON is a file that is going to store the information about our application. Okay, information like, for example, the version. Okay, or if our application is using some kind of external libraries, they are going to be here. Okay, so when we install the application in another computer, for example, all the dependencies that are here are going to be installed. Then we have, for example, this index.js file. Okay, and this file here is the file that the browser, okay, not exactly this one, but it's the file that the browser is going to open the first time it gets to the application. And after this, we have this app.js, which is representing the real application. Okay, this is where we start adding our HTML. Okay, and everything here is inside our this source folder. Then we have the public folder, which is a place where we can add more files like images, fonts. We can create more folders here of all the assets that we need to use in our application. Okay, and at a glance, this is the structure that was created, and we are going to start changing. So if we want to run this same application and see it on the browser, we just need to first go to this directory go to the directory of the project we just created. So cd masterclass 33. Okay, and now inside this folder we need to type npm start. Okay, and the project is going to be compiled and is going to open on a local host in our computer, and it will open a new tab, okay, where we can see our project. We just need to wait a couple of seconds. Usually doesn't take a lot of time. It may give us a small error, but that doesn't mean the application is not running. It's probably some kind of misconfiguration that I may have here on my computer. So maybe on your computer is not going to happen, so don't worry about it. Let's just wait a second. So as you can see, we have here a new tab on the browser already opening, which is localhost. Okay, and after a couple of seconds, this very same application that we are seeing here is going to appear on the browser. And there it is. Okay, so for example, if I want to remove all this code and say hello world, I just need to save it. As you can see, the code is going to be compiled again. And if we go back to our application, after the code is being compiled, we can refresh our page and we are going to see the text saying hello world. Okay, so with a quick refresh, hello world. So from this point on, you are completely on your own to start developing your application. Okay, so the next step is, I'm not going to show you how to deploy the application to a server, but before that you need to know how to prepare the same application so you can send it to a server. So if we hit Control-C, we can stop the application. All right, and then if we in the root directory of our project, we type in npm run builds. Okay, and what this is going to do is basically it's going to create a new folder here, and the content of that folder is the content that we want to send. Simply copy and paste the content of that folder to your server to have the application available on the internet. So as you can see, we now have a new folder named builds, and inside this you will have all the necessary files from this one to this one, all the necessary files for you to send to your server. Okay, And that's it. Basically, these are the 3 first steps that you need to create your application. So going back to our presentation. All right. So next steps. In the last minutes that we still have, we are going to figure out what would be the logical next steps. So since you probably are going to use CSS, and the more complex the application, the more CSS you need to manage, there's something that is going to save your life if we are talking about managing CSS, which is Sass. Okay, it's a CSS preprocessor. It's something like, let's say, it adds more capabilities to CSS, like for each cycles, if conditions, nesting, functions. So a lot of cool stuff that will allow you to better manage your CSS. Okay, and you can install it again using any package like npm, right? So, for example, if we go back to, where is it? If we go back to our application, if we want to allow our application to start using Sass, we just need to, again, on the root folder of our project, type in npm install Sass. Okay, so npm is a package manager from where we can install some packages, some utilities that we may need on our application. Okay, so we don't need to reinvent the wheel for everything. What is being done here under the hood is basically the system is installing this npm package, getting things done for us and ready, so we can start using our SCSS files on our application. Okay, so from this point on, we can start creating SCSS files, and they are going to be compiled and presented to us in the form of CSS on our browser. Okay, so again, go back to our presentation. All right, so after this, now that you can manage your CSS more freely, then probably we are not going to reinvent the wheel to create all the interface elements like buttons or section expandables or range sliders, okay? Because we already have a lot of UI frameworks and good ones that we can use, and install them again using npm. The process is the same. So we have Material UI, which is from Google. It's using material from Google. We have Bootstrap for React. We have Blueprint. We also have, or you also have, Semantic UI, which probably from all the ones that we are talking, it's the one that it's more lightweight. Okay, in terms of UI, it's more simple than the other ones. So for simple applications, maybe Semantic could be a good one for you to use. Okay, Material sometimes is overwhelming to use because there's so many components and variants. So sometimes we get lost. All right, so in the end, try to expand your knowledge. Okay, try to learn how to improve the performance of your application. Find new ways of improve your codes. Try to learn, and there are a couple of good tools available to help us. For example, creating automated tests for our applications. Learn how to use APIs on your application. So these would be the logical next steps when we are talking about creating interfaces for applications. So in conclusion, explore. Okay, so probably if you are a newcomer to React, try to explore as much as you can, because making mistakes are the best way of learning. is the most stressful one, but in the end, it's the more the better way of learning something. Okay, explore. Internet is full of information about React. Okay, for me at least, YouTube is an excellent source of tutorials. Okay, for example, so explore, right? So and on top of this, React is good, but you may find that there are also other good JavaScript libraries and frameworks that you like the most. So Angular is another one, and Angular is a framework, not a library. And the difference is, if you start to learn Angular, you are going to notice that Angular is much more strict and has a lot of rules that React doesn't have. Basically, React, you can do whatever you want. You have like 100 different ways of doing the exact same thing. But if we are talking about Angular, there are naming conventions, coding conventions that we must follow, and there is only one way of you for you to do something. Okay. Uh, then we have React, we have Vue, which is also very well known. There's Ember, which has a cool mascot. Preact, for example, Inferno. I don't know. There are so many. Preact is probably one of the most lightweight JavaScript libraries that you may find. It's simpler, but yet powerful. So explore different libraries and try to find the one that best suit your needs. And in the end, the goal is for you to be happy while developing. Okay, so if we don't like what we do, it's not good. So try to find the what you like to do, the type of programming language that you like the most. Focus on that, explore, and yeah, happy coding, everybody. And that's it.
Yeah, and I
Thank
think that
you.
yeah, and I think that's the best way to end this presentation. Be happy while developing. So yeah, thanks for this presentation, Pedro. I think
Yeah.
that the people at home really got how to start a project like this in no time. And yeah, and thanks for the ones that stood by till the end and watched this full masterclass. And yeah, and for you that stood by till the end, we, besides thanking you, we wish you like the best of luck while exploring this, as Pedro said. Like, this is like you have a full world of options and sources of information about this topic, and
Mhm.
we encourage you to check those. So yeah, and as a conclusion for our side, thanks everyone. See you on the next masterclass. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Bye bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.